Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Otakuology Podcast. I'm your host, Otaku Mike. With me, as always, is Jen. He just fixed his vibrator, Graves.
What?
And today we're talking about King of the Hill, Season 14, Episode 4. It's a part of the episode. It's a part of the episode, Jen.
I don't remember there being a vibrator reference in this.
So, in the episode, one of the women are like, I broke my vibrator, and I believe Hank fixes it or something. She was using, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, they were talking about they haven't been intimate in so long or whatever, and she said, and I broke my vibrator.
Yeah, she broke her vibrator, yeah.
I don't think it got fixed, but I thought you were talking about that movie we watched the other day.
No.
So.
No. Not that movie. No, I always make a reference to one of the shows we're talking about.
I know. It just threw me off because that wasn't a big part of it.
Look, I'll take for wherever,
Yeah, so you could be like, what was the name of the app? The banana app?
Oh, Chore Monkey.
You could be Mike from Chore Monkey.
You gotta get those 5 bananas.
Yeah.
I have to say, this isn't one of my favorite episodes, but I think it's a decent episode. Rewatching it.
Yeah.
I think it's still a fun episode, but it was just a solid episode.
See, I think this is one of my more favorite episodes.
Okay.
Only because I feel like I really congrew with Hank on this.
Oh, because he doesn't have nothing to do?
Well, just like he doesn't know what to do if he's not working or something.
Yeah.
Even in, for me in that mindset, even though technically I just had a vacation that you were part of, I still felt like I had to be, doing something that was, working, so.
But we didn't really work, at all.
Hey, don't you lie to the fans. We played video games like champs.
I mean, we did play video games, but I don't consider that working.
I don't know. I mean, it's like meeting a goal, I guess.
You
see what I'm saying? Mentally.
But let's get started talking about this episode. So our episode starts out where Hank is wanting to clean the gutters.
Oh my god, this is so funny.
Where he goes to clean the gutters and there's one leaf in the gutter.
And the wind blows it out.
And then he goes to fix, what was it, a squeaky door, but it's already fixed.
Yeah.
And then he's like, Peggy, I just dropped the rate or the time for the drain in our bathroom.
By 4 seconds.
The drainage time by 4 seconds. And she's like, no, you don't have to be doing that. You don't have to be working. And he's like, it's 11 o'clock on a Tuesday, Peggy. What do you think I am? Some kind of monster? Yeah. Which Hank doesn't get the what it is to be retired, I feel like.
Well, we find that out. We find that out too about Peggy at the end of it, but yeah. I mean, the crazy thing is though she didn't say anything about that up front. We got it from Hank, but we didn't get it from her.
No, I think she was.
And then I want to point out this weird ass fucking show that Peggy's watching. I feel like it was a joke to a lot of different media because it was Naked and Afraid, Love Island, and Great British Baking Show, all rolled into one.
There was this, it reminded, because she was it was Naked and Afraid and like a cooking show that she was watching. Yeah. It was cooking dating show, I think it was.
Yeah.
So it reminded me of this one show that I ended up watching for a little bit because it was so weird. I watched a couple episodes of it. I don't remember what the name of it is, but people would be behind these clear tube things, and everybody was naked. And it would start from the feet, and then somebody be like, even the contestant who was picking was naked. They were picking their date to see who they would go on with the first date. And they would rise up and get to like their pelvic area, and they would judge the pelvic area, and then judge like the torso, and then it would finally get to like the head and be like, oh, do you want to date this person? Mind you, the person is completely naked, and you saw everything, like ball and tackle, vag, boobies, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Which this kind of reminded me of that, but we didn't see anything. We just saw blurred out stuff. And Hank was like, "Oh Lord, why are they showing this on TV?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?"
Yeah, it kind of reminds me, I can't remember the channel, but there's a group of people that do part of that stuff too. I mean, given everybody has their clothes on, but
yeah,
they'll be like they'll do it where they start at the feet, and you'll have to judge off of like what shoes they were wearing, and like if you could see their ankle, maybe like what their skin color is, if you had like a dating preference that way, or and they'll either have like a picture of what they used to look like or something else, and then they slowly raise this curtain up the more people you take out of it.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what that reminded me of.
Yeah, because Peggy was like, "You need to take a load off and watch this show with me." We find out later on she watches it for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Which I feel like that's what a lot of people do. They'll just sit down and watch a show, and just binge it.
I think more so reality TV.
Yeah, more so reality TV.
And then you kind of get like the reaction that Peggy had, which was like, I sat down and I watched this forever, and she's kind of shocked that she watched it that long.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, duh. Compared to like, if you're like actively watching like a real TV show, I'm going to call them that, which is,
like like a reality show, basically.
Something that's not a reality show, though.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like a sitcom?
Yeah, something like that. Like you could do that and then feel good about it compared to like watching like a reality TV.
Yeah.
Be like,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And then like Boomhauer comes over, and Boomhauer apparently wanted to borrow, what was it, a nail gun?
Yeah.
I think it was. And Hank has like several different nail guns, but he doesn't know which one Boomhauer actually needs and why he needs it. And he's like, "Oh, what are you building?" And Boomhauer's like, "Blah blah 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 blah, blah chore monkey."
Yeah.
When he shows him, he's like, "Oh, so you do jobs for people and you get paid like a job." And Hank's mind is like blown, and he's like enamored with like what it really is going on. He's so excited, like, "Oh, like I could do this. Maybe I can help you out, Boomhauer." And like Boomhauer never says no to Hank.
Yeah.
In this episode, which is, I don't know, a little odd. I feel like he doesn't tell Hank no, like, "Hey, don't do this for me."
Yeah.
Like, "Don't come help me." And Hank really like insists, like, "No, Boomhauer, I'm going to go with you." Because he doesn't want to be alone with Peggy, it seemed like. He wanted something to do.
Yeah.
And
I think he just wanted a different option than watching that show.
Yeah. And so they end up going to this place where I think Hank builds like a deck or a walkway, I think it is. And we see Boomhauer, and he's like talking up this woman, giving her like life advice and stuff. And I don't think Boomhauer, when he's working with Hank, I don't think Boomhauer did anything. It seemed like.
Yeah, he's like giving all the advice. I was kind of wondering, was he getting it from the advice, or was he actually doing the jobs?
I think he was doing the jobs and giving advice.
Well, yeah.
That's what I think. And I think that's because, if you look at it, like, everybody was so happy with what, like, work was done at their houses.
Yeah.
Except for one family, when we'll get to it later. And I love Hank's response where the woman's like, "Oh, let me give you the highest rating, 5 bananas." And he's like, "Oh, I don't like bananas. That's monkey food."
Yeah.
Like,
well, and when he was like, I could do this for free without pay, and it's like, what? That's what you're supposed to be doing.
yeah, yeah. And Hank gets so excited about this, like, oh my god, like Boomhauer has a perfect rating. A
Yeah.
perfect rating. Which is it's crazy to think about because Hank never gives perfect ratings. Remember, what was it? I'll give you a 4 so you can improve later. I
Yeah.
believe it's
Yeah.
what he says always. And
Yeah. Yeah.
after this, did we go to Bobby's story after this? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
we went to where he was talking to um
Emilio?
yeah, Emilio about sending Connie the perfect text message, and it was like wasn't like it was like multiple like paragraphs and whatnot and all this other stuff, which one thing that caught me off guard, and I don't know if it's because we're old, was where he was like, does a period mean you're angry?
um
And I was
yeah,
like,
that's news to me.
the fuck?
I always thought it was like all caps was angry.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, like you're like yelling into your
Yeah,
phone, I guess. I don't know. But I never heard of a period being angry. But I guess if you take it a different way, periods can make people angry,
that's true.
So I don't know. I don't know. Which, I mean, it was funny to see how Bobby was trying to respond to people or respond to Connie and
Yeah,
stuff, and she happens to like come into the store or the restaurant. I keep calling it a store. It's a restaurant. Which he's excited to see her, and she's like, "Oh wow, this is the famous restaurant." Which we get the big reveal, which I think I said this in the very first episode we watched. Uh, Connie is dating Chain Wasana-san,
yeah.
and Bobby is like, "Oh my god, I can't believe this is happening." Which I hate Chang's response on this. He's like, "Oh, babe, hey, how's it going? Is this guy bothering you? I could fire him." "No, I can't. But my dad could fire him." I thought
Yeah.
Bobby was like 15% owner in this company.
He is.
So, like, how can he get fired? He technically owns a portion of the company,
He can get fired as the chef.
but he would still be pulling in money because he owned shares in the company.
Yeah, but he wouldn't be getting everything back.
True. I don't know. It's just something I thought of. Like, I was like, if he got fired, like he could just still collect money off the business
Yeah.
in a sense and just go work somewhere else. Like Chang makes it so like, oh yeah, I could fire you. Like I fucking hate Chang Wasana-san.
I do too. And like, I won't deny what you said that they were kind of like going together, but I don't think they're actually dating.
So you want me to spoil it for you?
What?
You want me to spoil what happens for you?
They're just friends with benefits.
So they're in an open relationship.
Oh, Chang and Connie?
Yeah, they're in an open relationship.
Well,
They're in an open relationship. One, because her dad kind of pushed her always with Chang.
yeah.
But Connie doesn't want the like emotional attachment, I think it is,
Yeah.
because she is too busy with school.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't want the responsibility of a boyfriend, but she wants a boyfriend.
Yeah.
Is basically what
Makes
it boils
sense.
down to. Which I
Makes
think you
sense.
find this out in like the next episode, I think it is.
Jesus.
Yeah, but they are in an open relationship.
Oh, okay.
Which it's really funny how like they find out about it. Like Bobby finds out about it later on.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like it gets interesting with Connie and Chang and Bobby, like this weird like love triangle later on almost. Like because Bobby like works for them and stuff like that, and he always sees Connie, and she goes to hang out with him and stuff. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. It's kind of like, what's going on here?
Yeah, what's going on here, you know? Which, well, I was like, what's going on here when we get into a different part of this episode?
Oh, I think I know what part you're talking about.
Yeah. People really want to fuck Bobby Hill.
Yeah, they do.
Bobby Hill's got the riz, it seems like. But he has no interest in, like, what comes with the riz.
Yeah, I have to agree with that.
But yeah, he sees it and he makes things awkward. He makes things awkward with Chang and Connie, and he starts asking him like almost like inappropriate questions a little bit. Oh, did y'all have a rough night together? That's why you're tired. You spent the night together and all this stuff.
Yeah, he makes it kind of weird.
He makes it really weird, like old Bobby Hill's coming out.
Will you guys be needing a doggy bag? And if I put them, they need to be separate or together?
Yeah. Which it's funny. It's funny to see Bobby's like insecurities, because you can tell he still is really in love with Connie. Which I'm kind of bummed that they never really explain why they drifted apart. In the season, they kind of just like leave it as it is, and like I don't know.
Yeah, they don't really talk about it or touch on it.
Yeah,
I agree with you on that.
Yeah,
because the other thing is, it kind of seems like it comes out of nowhere. We'll jump to the back of this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Is where he comes home after this other thing that we'll talk about here in a little bit.
Yeah,
and she's at Bobby's house, and it's kind of like, well, how are you here? And she goes, well, I messaged Joseph, and it was like sitting there thinking like, she had options of anybody too. Again, like her and Joseph got together pretty well. So it's really just confusing on the fact of why she wouldn't try and go after like Joseph or Bobby, I guess, too.
Yeah. I'm wondering if it was just something like, oh, they just lost touch, when they started to grow up and stuff and kind of grow apart. Well, I don't know. It just never gets explained, really.
Yeah, and I mean, we're not really on screen either, I have to say, about knowing if like Bobby got her number like in that first episode or not, because they said they really didn't talk anymore.
Yeah.
And so we don't know if like he had her number from before, if she like had gotten a new number or he had gotten a new number or something.
Yeah.
Because I remember when they didn't have phones or anything.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like, okay, well, were they Facebook friends and exchange numbers that way or whatever? And so that's where I was kind of like, well, how does she already have Joseph's number if we just saw where they would have interacted in the first episode where her and Bobby would have exchanged numbers again?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, no, I get you. But we move from that to Hank goes to help Boomhauer. I think Hank is cleaning out some gutters, and he's helping these people out. And the people, like Boomhauer, is talking to one of them and giving him advice. And like the guy bumps into Hank's ladder, which causes the bucket of like stuff to fall on Boomhauer's head, giving him a concussion.
Yeah.
And they take Boomhauer back to his house, put some like frozen potatoes on him, and Hank's like and Peggy are like, oh, we're gonna help you no matter what. We're across the street. And Hank is just worried about at this time when he hears that stupid notification of the
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, somebody needs help. Boomhauer's perfect rating, which I can see why he wants to help Boomhauer get his rating, but he does it for very, very selfish reasons, I feel like.
Yeah, because he wants to work.
Yeah, like he is the one who gets the perfect rating, not Boomhauer.
Yeah.
Technically. And he goes to these people's house who are new parents and they were YouTube like mommy bloggers basically.
Yeah.
And they can't get their kid to like suck on a tit. And all Hank wants to do is
Well, we don't know that yet.
well, we don't know that yet, but it's like
Yeah. We know
all Hank,
other things like that.
yeah, like they haven't had sex, the baby won't stop crying, the woman broke her vibrator.
Yeah. And they're like,
Okay.
should we even be parents? Should we just give the baby up?
Yeah, should we stop doing this blog thing? Like, it is what it is. And Hank's like, I'm just here to hang some blinds for you. Curtain rods, whatever. Yeah, curtain rods, Do you have a kid? Yeah, I have a kid, blah, blah, blah. And, but, I'm not going to talk about that because it makes me uncomfortable. And he gets done with that and he gets a 2 banana rating. And he is like upset. He is like, I did the job you asked me to do.
Beyond upset.
He is like, oh my God. Like
he is over the moon.
I did the job you asked me to do. I did it perfectly. He even goes over there and he's like, look, I did a job for you and you gave me 2 bananas. I will work for free if you like fix this banana rating. So I think he like works on like regrouting their tile.
Yeah, I'm sure he did some other stuff. We weren't 100% sure how much other stuff he's done, but we came to him doing that. Let me ask you this. Do you think that the reason why the banana rating was so important to him was because of what happened with the Uber?
I don't know if it's what happened to Uber. I just think Hank really wants to be recognized for doing a good job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I just think it was something with the Uber because, like, the Uber did his job and everything else, and Hank was like, I'll give you a 4-star for improvement. And I feel like in this situation, too, though, Hank still would have been upset even if they gave him 4 bananas.
I think it was for, like, Hank getting that recognition of doing a good job. And to him, 2 stars are not a job, like, are not a good rating.
Yeah.
Because Boomhauer had like a successful like 5-star rating for like a while.
Yeah.
And he goes back because he finds out from Peggy. He's like, look, Peggy says, look, okay, they just really wanted somebody to talk to. But he's like, I'm a handyman. That's what I do. I fix stuff. And he's like, well, maybe Boomhauer also fixed relationships too. He was a double handyman. I don't know.
Yeah.
And he goes back, and this is where we get the whole thing. We're like, oh, I'll help you out if you fix my rating. Then he's like, this is where we find out, oh, the baby won't suck on the tit. I'm a bad mom because my baby won't suck on my tits. And then Hank's like, well, Peggy had problems breastfeeding, too.
Man, you're really stuck on this sucking on the tit thing.
I know, okay? He's like, because they mention it like several times. And like he's like, Peggy had problems. Bobby was a problematic child as a baby. Yeah, I think she also had a UTI. And like he finishes like this job, and they makes him feel better. He does what Boomhauer does, basically.
Yeah.
And he gets home, and he's like, Peggy, I got 5 stars, and they left me a comment, or 5 bananas, and they left me a comment. And they do like a YouTube parent vlog on Hank, where they're like, Peggy. Yeah. Hank helped us out and helped us through a hard time. And, he told us about his wife, Peggy. Hashtag UTI gang.
Hashtag Peggy.
Hashtag Peggy. Hashtag Hank. Yeah. And, like, Peggy is, like, fucking mortified at this point. But what happens after this?
That's where we kind of get more dialogue between both of them. Of Peggy trying to confront him of like what he's not happy with in his life and what is there something that he's hiding. And of course, like he tries to tell her at one point the stuff of it, of what happens.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, that's just like you telling me like a bad story about it. That's not actually you sharing it to get it off your chest, which is really funny because right after that it changes
Yeah.
Into where he's like, I'm not going to tell you that, like when that stuff happened and everything, and I was scared for Bobby, and I'm not that kind of man to tell you that. And it was like, you just did. But she didn't
Yeah.
say that to him. Which, did you get the reference? Because I was kind of confused on. He said something about, because he said that he was stapling the diaper, right?
Yeah, because he couldn't get the diapers to stay.
Yeah. And I was confused on, after they go to bed, Peggy brings up something about the baby.
Oh, so she says later on, like, I knew that was happening the whole time. Like,
Yeah.
because he like stapled Bobby into the bed, or like the mattress of the bed, I think had like staple holes in it. And like Hank would go and like I think like remove the staples from Bobby's diaper. I think it was.
I
I
think
think.
she said something about screws from the crib.
Oh, I don't remember what
Yeah.
screws. I remember.
It seemed like it came out of nowhere because I was like, when did they make a reference to that?
Well, she referenced that like he had like staple marks in like the crib mattress. I think it was.
Okay.
I think is what it was.
Okay.
But yeah, they kind of go for that, and like he tells her that story and stuff, and she's like, "I knew about that." It's not like an embarrassing story. Like we
Yeah.
all knew, basically.
Yeah.
And then we get probably one of the interesting parts in this episode
For Bobby.
for Bobby when Bobby gets asked out by Connie.
Yeah.
To go get some drinks at a karaoke bar. He doesn't want to do it, but Joseph's like, "Nah, do it. It's okay." And then he goes out to get some drinks with Connie, and he thinks that Chang's gonna be there, but he's
Yeah.
not.
He's not.
He's not there. He's not being a good boyfriend right now. And they get some shots, and they sing. I forget what they sing. Do you remember what they sing?
No, it
Oh,
was. I know it was from like their first dance
I
for
remember.
prom.
It's "How Can I Live Without You?"
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it was. And she's like, "Oh, this is fun." Bobby says like, "This is fun," and Bobby meets Connie's roommate.
yes.
I think it is, and they start talking, vibing, having a good time, and whatnot. What happens here, Jen? With
Uh, so Connie goes to get like drinks for them, and I can't remember the girl's name.
I want to say it's like Chloe or Cleo or something.
Okay,
I don't
I was feeling
remember.
something with an N, so I don't know.
I don't remember what her name was, to be honest.
But she was talking to Bobby about how she's kind of like a marathon dater.
Yeah.
She's like, last year I went on 100 dates and only like 3 of them went to date twos, but she never said anything else about them. And then Bobby kind of says something about how he doesn't like him and he's never felt that way or whatever about
Yeah,
it.
he doesn't like dating apps, I think it was.
Yeah. And then she basically asks him if he wants to get out of there so they can go sleep together.
Yeah, because
And
I like thick boys.
yeah. And then he kind of like backs off of the whole thing. He's like, well, this is kind of fast. You're sweet. And she goes, listen, you're not going to hurt my feelings if we don't hook up.
Which, I mean, he hooked up with that woman in the very first episode.
He did. I kind of wonder if that would have happened, though, if he had already met Connie or not.
I don't know. I don't think it would have happened.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
at all. Like, once Connie came into the picture, I think he kind of swore off everybody.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah.
You know,
He kind of puts himself into the labor of love of doing stuff for the restaurant just so he, I think, doesn't really have to think about Connie, if that makes sense.
no, it makes perfect sense with that episode, with that stuff. And then he gets home and he finds Connie outside on their. I don't know if they're using that as like their kitchen table to have dinner at, because they're always eating out there, like on their patio.
I don't know. I think it's just a him and Joseph thing because of maybe the sitcom show thingy that they do,
Maybe, yeah.
which is pretty crazy because
Was it the infidels, or no? It wasn't the
yeah,
infidels. What was it?
it was what is it like when you're cheating
Oh God,
the it is something with an I.
I don't remember what they're called.
The infidels.
The
Uh,
infidels.
maybe it was like infidelity or
The
something. I'm not
infidel, yeah,
sure.
something like that. And they were like, "Oh, eat this, whatever." I don't know what it was. He's like, "No, it's not that. It's pizza."
Yeah, and then they
Yeah.
voice him. Which, do you know if that was the guy at the bar?
I don't know. Maybe.
Because we had that one thing, and I didn't. It happened so fast, I didn't notice.
Or he was like, "I miss my wife."
Yeah, and I was like, I wonder if that's the same guy.
I would have to rewind it and go back and see, to be honest. I
I
don't.
wonder if I wonder if we'll find out sometime that like they're making them that way, but what if they're not that way?
Maybe.
Like they're just a loving couple.
Yeah, and Connie and Bobby like talk, and they do their little TV voice stuff for the couple, and like Bobby really just wants to be good friends with her. That's all he really wants. Like,
Well, he
but
wants more, but he
yeah,
wants
he
to be good
wants more,
friends.
but he wants to settle for like just being friends.
Yeah.
I think if he can only be friends with her, like, that's probably the best thing or best option at the moment. And
Yeah.
that's kind of where this episode ends.
Yeah, which seems like it ends abruptly.
I don't know if it ends abruptly. I think it comes to like a natural end.
Yeah.
And that's what I felt like. But what did you think of this episode?
I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I felt more so not so much on the Bobby part. I mean, I got part of that as well. Um, of liking like one particular person, a
Yeah.
lot, and then kind of like the rest of the world not seeming like it matters anymore.
Yeah.
In terms of like relationship wise, like that this is the person you'd like to be with and stuff. But I really, really felt Hank's part on like not so much telling like about the stuff and taking Boomhauer's place, but more so on the like you always have to be busy doing something.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you can't just, which I saw something on I think Instagram earlier about it too, which is kind of funny. It's almost like you can't like rest because when you're at rest, there's something else going on, and then you're like, oh, what else do I do?
Yeah.
So I totally got that on Hank's part.
Yeah. Going back and rewatching this, it's still a good, fun episode, but maybe it's because I just watched it like 2 times today.
Yeah.
I was like, I was more invested in the Bobby stuff than the Hank stuff. The
Yeah.
Hank stuff made me feel like he was being very selfish in the situation.
Yeah.
To be honest, and he wasn't really communicating with his wife and stuff. I thought the jokes were funny, like the whole thing where he wants to get a perfect score was funny.
Yeah.
Like, of course, Hank would go back and try to fix shit, and then he was like, it's kind of not all about the perfect score, it's just about helping people in a sense, I would say.
Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Which I feel like the Peggy Hank thing never really gets resolved, I felt like. If anything that got resolved too fast was the Peggy Hank thing. Where Peggy got mad at Hank, and then she was like, she seems still kind of mad at Hank. Almost.
Well, I think she just wanted him to really voice what was going on, and he didn't know how to do that. And then whenever he kind of did it without really thinking about it, I think that's where it resolved with her. Because that was the funny part. He's telling her like what the problems are or whatever of like trying to like slow down, and he goes, "But I can't tell you anything like that. You know, I'm not that kind of a man." And it was really like, "But you just did."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And even though the way that Peggy is, you know, on some things, I felt like she really understood and got that.
Yeah.
And kind of went from there on that whole thing. Like, yeah, she understood, she knew, and she kind of knows how to work Hank, I would say, where he does tell her stuff. It's just she would like him to come to that on his own, not with her kind of probing him on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought the show was fine.
Yeah.
It was fine. It was still a strong episode, but it was just fine for me. It didn't like blow me out of the water.
I don't think it was as good as like the last episode.
The last episode was funny.
Yeah, I think the last episode is probably my favorite episode. So I would probably say right now in the order, I'd say 3, 2, 4, and 1. Or no, 3, 1, 4, and 2.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But where can I find you, Jen?
You could find me on Instagram at Manga Restart. You can also find me for D&D and board game content at Bard's Tavern, which I got a cool sign that I have sitting waiting to hang up.
Yeah, you
from
do.
Otaku Mike. And you can find me everywhere that Otakuology can be found.
Make sure to rate and review and share the podcast. It helps people find our podcast. You can find us on YouTube as well. Make sure to leave a comment there, and we'll have a conversation with you and talk to you. You know, you can also find me at the Otaku Mike on YouTube and Instagram. And we'll catch you guys on the next podcast where we will be talking about Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 2 next time.
Yeah. Do you really want to taste it? See you next Tuesday.